Dear Trevor, let me just start this off by saying my name is Trevor Whitaker. I'm 24 years old. I'm an actor, not a big-time famous. Do you know who I am? Type. I've mostly just starred in short films, had a few bit parts here and there in some procedural dramas on CBS. When I'm not acting, I work the front desk at a popular gym in Los Angeles. The pay isn't that great, barely above minimum wage, but it's enough to get me by, along with the combined income of my two roommates, Joel and Stephen. On the plus side, I also get to work out for free due to a complimentary membership. About 2 years ago, I guess you could say I got my big break. I was cast as one of the male leads in a supernatural-themed teen drama on a streaming service. There weren't any big names involved on the acting side of things, but it was being produced by a somewhat successful TV showrunner, a guy who'd made his mark on the industry with several werewolf-themed projects. Most of these shows usually just ended up being a bunch of 20-something male actors walking around sweaty and shirtless. This latest venture would turn out to be just more of the same. I didn't mind. It certainly wasn't what I dreamed of doing when I was younger, but if it paid the bills and potentially opened the door for more opportunities, who was I to complain? We filmed all 9 episodes in Vancouver, and then I returned to the States and patiently waited 7 months for the show to premiere. It was titled Wolves of Willoughby Prep. It was about a group of teenage werewolves at an all-boys private school. It was a modest hit, garnering a decent amount of positive reception. Ultimately, the network passed on a second season, and I was back where I started. Everything was back to normal. I was still working the same old minimum wage job, hopping from audition to audition. The only thing that had really changed at that time is that my long-term girlfriend recently moved to LA to be closer to me. Her name was Felicity. We'd been friends since childhood, both having grown up in some middle-of-nowhere town in Oregon. She was also an actor, mostly having done local theater productions. She caught the eye of a notable talent agency based in LA and decided to try her hand at being an Instagram influencer. Her following wasn't that large, but it was enough to draw the attention of some pretty sizable brands. Everything was fine until it wasn't. It all started on a Wednesday afternoon in the middle of August 2023. I was alone in my apartment, just lounging on the couch and scrolling through my Instagram feed. I had the day off from work and, to be honest, wasn't experiencing severe burnout from several back-to-back rejections. I was starting to wonder if being an actor was really for me. Then, out of nowhere, I received a text message. It was from a number I hadn't recognized. The area code wasn't local. The text read, "Is this Trevor?" I hesitated, but then replied, "Yes. Who is this?" Almost immediately, there was a reply. Grayson Landry. Whoever this person was then sent a follow-up text featuring a selfie and a picture of his driver's license. He looked to be around the same age as me, a little bit older possibly. He was white, clean-shaven. He had dark brown hair, green eyes, noticeable acne scarring. Before I could react to any of it, he sent another text. "I have an offer you. I know I probably should have blocked this guy on the spot, but I was intrigued. I went against my better judgment. I was feeling pretty low and really had nothing else going on at the moment." "What offer?" I texted back. $100 for a selfie. I laughed. I'd done some modeling in the past, kept myself fit, and had gotten complimented on my appearance from time to time. But still, I found this to be incredibly strange. "Through Venmo," he added. "Interesting," I messaged him back. My girlfriend probably wouldn't be comfortable with me doing something like this, but $100 is still $100. And for just a selfie. What's the harm, I thought to myself. He asked if I could send the photo through Snapchat. I was reluctant but then caved. "Send the money first." And he did. I sent him a picture of myself via Snapchat, face only. He thanked me, told me how handsome I was, and that was it, until 2 days later. Now, I'm not an idiot. I knew what he was using that selfie for. I didn't mind. I spent most of my life around gay people in some capacity. My uncle is gay, as a good bit of the people I worked with in LA. He messaged me again that Friday morning, asking me if I'd be willing to get a little bit more risque. I quickly shut that down. I respectfully told him I just wasn't comfortable doing something like that. A week went by and I hadn't heard from him. I thought that was the end of it. But then my girlfriend Felicity received a strange text from an unknown number. Someone accused me of being unfaithful, which of course was completely false. Fabriana didn't believe a word of it. She was mostly just creeped out by some random stranger texting her out of the blue. I told her it was nothing to worry about. Then a few days later, she received another text from another number saying I owed that person money. I suspected that it might have been Grayson. He was probably pissed I refused to indulge him. I messaged him on Snapchat, and of course, he denied everything. I told him that if he ever contacted me or my girlfriend again, I was going to file a police report. I blocked his number, as well as any possible social media platform he could reach me on. In the coming weeks, I received a barrage of texts from various numbers. Some were apologetic, others were vengeful. He was completely unpredictable. Then in late October, he sent another text telling me, "I'm sorry for everything. I just wanted to make things right. My life is in shambles. I didn't know how to fix it, but I think I do now." It didn't seem like anything too concerning at the time, nothing ominous or foreboding. I just brushed it off, blocking yet another one of his burner numbers. A week later, my girlfriend called me and told me to look up Grayson Landry online. I did, and what I saw gave me chills. Man, 28 murders, entire family. It took me a while to process what had happened. The next day, I received a call from my agent telling me that I'd be contacted by some small-town Louisiana sheriff later that day. I was confused because what happened had nothing to do with me. The sheriff called me around 4:30 that afternoon. He had a French-sounding last name, Langlanais, I believe. He told me that they'd found various headshots of my face plastered all over Grayson's bedroom. He'd confessed to murdering his younger sister and brother, both late teens, and his mother. He'd shot them all with a hunting rifle. He told the sheriff that I inspired him to commit the horrific acts. I adamantly denied having anything to do with the murders and told Sheriff Langlanais all about the harassment and cyberstalking. I sent him all the evidence I had, screenshots of texts, emails, everything. A few days later, a homicide detective came to speak with me in person. After several hours of talking, they'd eventually cleared me of any involvement. Grayson pleaded guilty to the murders and was sentenced to life in prison. He'd call me on occasion. I ended up changing my phone number. Life went back to normal. I was still somewhat shaken up, though, by the whole ordeal. Apparently, he'd written a letter to me shortly before the murders, offering some kind of twisted justification for his actions. The police told me what he'd written when they interviewed me, and it still sickens me to this day, so much so that I did my best to try to block it all out. Those first two words still haunt me, though. Dear Trevor,